All right, this is a tree hearing on the request to remove one elm tree measuring 10 inches diameter at 58 Kenwood Street in Dorchester. And I apologize, we should probably introduce ourselves first. I'm Carrie Marsh Dixon, the Executive Secretary of the Parks Commission. Max?
Max Ford Diamond, Tree Warden, City of Boston.
Todd?
Todd Meestor, the Director of Urban Forestry for the Parks Department.
Liza?
Liza Meyer, Chief Landscape Architect with the Parks Department.
Okay, so if you'd like to present your request.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Milton Pierce. This is my wife, Sonia Alves. We're the owners of 50 Kenwood Street and the proponents for this proposal. I do have the plans as they were prepared by the surveyor we engaged for this plan. I can share my I can request to share my screen if it's helpful. I think I just sent a request. I don't know if that does anything for the host of this meeting.
I sent it so you can
great.
again.
No, great, thank you. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so these are the plans we submitted with the with our initial application to the Boston Public Works. Essentially what we're looking to do is have a curb cut for a driveway proposed. We'd like to be able to take our car off the street, and we also have plans at some point to have some go electric and get some get an EV charging station within at our home, and hopefully to do so we can have this proposed driveway done. But prior to even doing that, it would require moving the tree that's located kind of here, where right in front of the proposed driveway, and then we'd have plans in the future to essentially replant, and that'll be another, I guess, process that we'll have to go through to plant a tree in its place. And that's effectively our current plan. So I don't know if it's kind of all I have right now. So I don't know if there's any questions for us, or if you need any more information.
I'd just like to clarify, so this is a proposed curb cut, not an existing one, correct?
Right, yeah, it's not an existing one. And I think going through the process of submitting the application for the curb cut, the tree pit that's kind of in its way is brings us to the Parks Department to have this removed. And as you can see, the plans do call for replanting a new tree at some point as well.
Okay, and just I can't quite read. Does it say 5 feet from the curb cut to the tree pit?
Yeah. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, that's 5 feet. Let me just see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like.
All right. Is that so that you've concluded your presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. So there's an that's helpful to see it a bit larger. So there's an existing tree there.
Right. This is the new tree
in
front of the proposed curb cut, and our plan would be to remove this one and at some point plant another one in its place, assuming all goes well.
Okay, great. Thank you. Max?
So the 10-inch DBH elm tree was alive and healthy at the time of my inspection. I checked with Public Works, and they will approve this curb cut if the hearing is approved for the removal of the tree. So this is, the last step that they need in order to go through with their process. I also did not receive any letters in opposition to the removal of this tree.
Okay. Liza? Do you have any comments?
So I haven't been out to the site, so I'm just looking on Google Street View, and it's a much younger tree, it looks like, in Street View. But I want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing just to.
You are. Yeah, the tree in Google looks a lot smaller than the.
Yeah, right. It's done pretty well. So my other question is, you know, I agree that yes, it's sometime in the future that you might be able to put a new tree in. That's not really pertinent to this particular hearing. But the process, I mean, planting a new tree in front of your neighbor's house is going to require some confirmation that your neighbor wants the tree there, so that we don't end up with a situation where it introduces a conflict that didn't exist before. So it's great that you're showing it, but just to make sure that just because you're showing it may not mean that it's viable.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point. We have because prior to the notice being wrapped on the tree, I have made our neighbors, our immediate neighbors or budding neighbors aware, one, the hearing and ultimately our plans. The neighbor, I mean, this is a proposal, like this is subject to change as far as location. Depending on, you know, things that I can't foresee, but I've discussed this with the neighbor and they seem to be open to having a tree plant. But again, to your point, that's a separate process, and you know, we're aware of that, but that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't have any other questions or comments.
Todd, do you have any input?
No, Liza's question was mine there about, again, it is proposing a new tree in front of somebody else's house, so that could be a tricky situation. And then again, Max also stated that Public Works would approve this curb cut if there was an approval for the tree. So again, I see there's a storm drain very close, and again, if they wanted to try and put a driveway between the trees, it looks like there's another storm drain kind of in that area. So this obviously seems the most logical spot to put a curb cut. So again, I think any questions that I have already been addressed.
Great. If no one else has anything else, then there looks like there's one person in attendance. If they have anything to say, they can raise their hand and we can allow them to speak. I'll take that as a no, that they do
Oh,
not.
I'm not sure if I'm trying to get the they're still muted, but I let them let's see.
Yeah, they should be able to raise their hand if they wanted to say something, so. All right, I'm gonna, at this point, say that the person doesn't have anything to say since they have not raised their hand and they've been allowed to speak. So we'll conclude that there is no opposition at this time. As I've informed you before, we have 2 weeks to make a decision after this tree hearing, where I will speak with our commissioner and the people on this hearing, and you will receive a letter stating the outcome of the hearing within 2 weeks. As I also said before, there is a cost, of course, for the reimbursement of the removal of this tree. It's $550 per inch of diameter. So if you are approved for this curb cut and for this tree to be removed, you'll have to send a check to the Boston Parks Department for $5,500. And at that point, once we receive the check, Carrie Marsh will give you a notice to proceed. And at that point, you can remove the tree, and you can also inform Public Works of the outcome of the hearing as well to continue your process with the curb cut.
I see. And assuming we receive approval to move forward and we move forward with the payment, are we responsible for finding a company to process to cut down the tree itself?
Yep. Yeah, to remove the tree and grind the stump and everything. Yep. That's on, yeah, you guys.
Okay. And is the fee that we pay for the city, is that just more so to have the rights to do so, or that doesn't that wouldn't pay for any of you're saying that wouldn't pay for any of the work to be done, right?
No, the fee you're paying is just so that we can recoup our interest in the tree and so we can plant more trees with that.
I see.
Anything else?
No. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, then we can conclude the hearing, and if there are any further questions, you can contact the tree warden. Otherwise, as he said, you'll hear from us within 2 weeks.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.